Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that might sting a little, but it's the truth. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I need someone to talk to. And yes, it's okay to talk, but know who you're talking to. Most folks, they don't care. And the ones who do care, some of them are secretly happy it's you and not them. Let's stop putting our pain on display like it's a badge of honor. You don't owe the world a front row seat to your struggles. You owe yourself a solution. You ever met a complainer who got rich off complaining? Me neither. Success don't come to the loudest voice in the room. It comes to the one who kept working after everybody else stopped listening. You're not breaking down, you're being built. Every problem you're facing is part of a process that's preparing you for something better. So stop telling folks about the fire, walk through it, come out gold. Now hear me, your problem is temporary, but what you say during that season, that can last forever. If you keep talking like a victim, you'll start living like one. So don't declare defeat just because you feel it. Speak victory, speak faith, speak purpose. And here's the real kicker, let your results do the talking. You don't need to announce every hardship if you're letting your success be the headline. When they see the glow up, they won't even remember the struggle and you won't feel the need to explain it. Finally, let me leave you with this. Silence is power. Every minute you spend talking about the problem is a minute you could have been working on the solution. Trust in your God, trust in your grind, and trust in the fact that you are stronger than what you're going through. Let me break it down for you plain and simple. Most people don't care about your problems. And I don't mean that in a harsh way. I mean it in a real way. You could be going through the toughest time of your life, and for some folks, that's just background noise. They'll nod, they'll say, oh, wow, that's crazy. But the minute you walk away, your situation is already yesterday's news. It's not that they're evil. It's just that people got their own mess. Everybody's dealing with something. So your pain, to them, it's just another thing in a long list of things they don't have the energy to fix. But let me take it a step deeper. Some people, they're actually happy it's you going through it and not them. That's right. There are folks in your circle, your workplace, maybe even your family, who smile on the outside and clap for you when things are good. But the minute you hit a rough patch, they're secretly satisfied. They get a little boost seeing you down bad because deep down they couldn't stand seeing you shine in the first place. They were just waiting for something to go wrong so they could finally feel better about their own situation. You don't believe me? Think about the last time you shared your problem with someone. Did they really help you, or did the conversation turn into a pity party, a gossip session, or worse, did you start hearing your business come back to you from someone else's mouth? That's because you gave them access to something sacred, your vulnerability, and they didn't know how to handle it with care. That's why you have to be careful. Guard your story. Protect your peace, because not everybody deserves a front row seat to your struggle. Some people are not cheering for you, they're cheering against you, waiting for your downfall like it's a show, and they bought tickets. So instead of telling everybody what you're going through, start showing them how you get through. Let your comeback speak louder than your complaints. Silence can be your best friend when you're in the fire, because while they're watching, you're working. While they're talking, you're transforming. And when you finally rise, oh, trust me, they'll notice. They always do, but by then you won't need to say a word. You can talk about it all day. You can vent to your friends, post about it online, lose sleep thinking about how unfair life is, but at the end of the day, complaining doesn't change a single thing. It doesn't fix the problem. It doesn't move the needle forward. All it does is drain your energy and keep you stuck in the same place, just a little more bitter than you were yesterday. Complaining gives the illusion that you're doing something, like you're processing or making sense of what's happening, but really, it's just noise. It's a distraction. You're spending so much time repeating what's wrong that you're not doing anything to make it right. And while you're caught up in expressing the problem over and over, life keeps moving. Time keeps ticking. Opportunities keep passing. Nobody's coming to rescue you just because you made your situation sound painful enough. That's a hard truth, but it's the truth. People may listen. They may nod, sympathize, even agree with you. But sympathy doesn't pay bills. Pity doesn't heal wounds. And validation, no matter how nice it feels in the moment, won't rewrite your circumstances. Only action does that. Only discipline, focus, and persistence can rewrite the story you're living. And here's the thing, when you complain constantly, you start training your mind to believe you're powerless. You're reinforcing a victim mindset. You're telling yourself that things are happening to you Instead of reminding yourself that you have the power to make things happen for you, you forget that you still have choices, that you still have fight left in you. Nobody ever built a legacy by complaining. You don't hear success stories that start with, "I wind my way to the top." No, you hear stories about people who took their pain and turned it into fuel. People who faced the same kinds of storms you're in right now, but instead of standing there shouting at the rain, they got busy building shelter. They made moves. They found a way, not because it was easy, but because they refused to stay stuck. So the next time you feel yourself slipping into that cycle of complaining, stop and ask yourself, what am I actually doing to make this better? Am I using my words to create solutions or just to vent frustration? Because the truth is, if all you do is talk about the problem becomes your identity. And you are so much more than what you're going through. Don't waste your breath telling the world what's wrong. Use your energy to show them what's possible.
When you're in the middle of a problem, it can feel like it's going to last forever. Like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. Like the weight on your shoulders might just break you. But the truth is, problems are almost always temporary. They may last a season, they may last longer than you want, but they don't last forever. Time keeps moving, life keeps evolving, situations change, doors open, pain fades. But here's the part most people forget: what you say in the middle of that problem can last long after the problem is gone. Words don't expire the way problems do. What you speak during your lowest moments, how you talk about yourself, your future, your worth, those words carry weight. They stick, not just with other people, but with you. You start to believe what you repeat. You start to live out the narrative you've been speaking over your life. So if all you're saying in the struggle is, I can't, I'll never get through this, I'm not enough, then even after the problem is gone, that mindset remains. You're free, but still thinking like you're trapped. The prison's open, but you're still sitting in it because your mouth built bars your spirit can't walk through. See, people often react emotionally in their pain. They say things out of frustration, anger, or hopelessness. But once those words are out, they can't be taken back. They leave impressions. They shape how others see you. More importantly, they shape how you see yourself. And the danger is the temporary problem eventually passes, but the damage done by those negative, self-defeating words lingers. That's why you have to be so intentional with your voice when life gets hard. You can be honest about what you're going through, but don't speak defeat into your destiny. I don't give permanent power to a temporary situation. Instead of declaring how broken you are, start declaring what you're becoming. Instead of saying, I can't do this, say, this is hard, but I'm built for it. Instead of saying, I'll never get out of this, say, I'm on my way through. Even if you don't feel it yet, speak it anyway, because your words have the power to lead your mindset. And your mindset leads your actions, and your actions shape your outcome. People may forget the exact details of what you went through, but they'll remember how you carried yourself. They'll remember what you said. They'll remember if you gave up or kept fighting. So give them something worth remembering. Let them look back and say, even when they were struggling, they never spoke like a quitter. They spoke like someone who knew the storm would pass, because it will pass. Your problem is not permanent, but your words can echo long after the pain is gone. So speak with power, speak with faith, and speak like your breakthrough is already on the way, because it is. Talk is cheap. Anybody can say they're working on something. Anybody can claim they're about to do big things. You've heard it before: I'm about to launch this, I'm working on that, just wait, coming. But you wait and nothing happens, because words without results are just noise. That's why the most powerful thing you can do is let your results speak for you. Let your actions talk. Let your progress be the message. Let your success be the microphone. You don't have to announce every move. You don't have to convince people how hard you're grinding. Just grind. Let your discipline show up in the results. Let the results walk into the room before you even say a word. Because here's the truth: when you're really locked in, when you're really focused on building something real, you don't have time for constant explanations. You don't have time to be proving yourself to people who aren't even rooting for you in the first place. All the energy spent explaining could be energy used executing. There's a certain power in moving quietly, working privately, and letting the finished product be your only announcement. Because when results show up, they silence every doubter, every hater, every person who counted you out. You don't have to clap back. You don't have to defend yourself. The proof is in the progress. The outcome shuts everybody up. And not only that, when you start letting your results speak, something happens inside you too. You stop needing validation. You stop craving approval. You stop chasing applause. You become more about the mission than the recognition. And that's when you truly elevate. That's when you start making real moves, not for attention, but for impact. So when it's all said and done, remember this: you don't have to tell the world about your problems. Most won't care, and some are even rooting for your struggle. Complaining won't fix anything. Speaking defeat only makes the pain louder. But if you can hold on, keep pushing, and stay silent while you work, your breakthrough will speak volumes. Your struggle is not a sign of weakness, it's the weight room where strength is born. Your pain is temporary, but your words echo. So speak life even in the dark. Let your actions carry more volume than your opinions. Let your results shut down the doubt. Move in silence and let God and your grind handle the rest. You don't owe anyone an explanation. You owe yourself the discipline to stay focused. The world doesn't need another story of what almost happened. It needs proof of what did. So stay solid, stay quiet, stay working. Let your life be the loudest thing in the room. Because in the end, it won't be the noise you made that people remember. It'll be the legacy you left behind.